In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can use Microsoft Office to create a flashcard set for your classroom. In this case, I'm using Microsoft Office 2011 for the Mac, but you can find templates on any version of Microsoft Office. In this case, in Microsoft Office 2011 on the Mac, they're located underneath the File menu. So if you go to the File menu up here at the top, you can choose New from Template. When I select that, you see the template gallery up here. And over here on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see all the templates are available. This template that I've selected here is actually from the Cards and Invitation section. You see that right there. I just double-click to open that up. Now that I've got my template set up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a standard that I can base my flashcards off of. I wanted to keep it simple for this example, so I did a quick search through the Common Core standards, and I found a standard in 4th grade that focuses on simile and metaphors. Here's the document right here. Here's the Common Core website, and this is English Language Arts, 4th grade. And the standard says, explain the meaning of simple similes and metaphors. Example, as pretty as a picture in context. So this is the standard I'm going to use. Now that I've found my standard, all that's left to do is create my flashcard set. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and have one for simile and one for metaphor for this example. So this will be my simile. I'm just replacing the standard text there, and this will be my metaphor. And I can replace this sample text down here. I'll just delete that, and I'll just delete that as well. And for my simile, I'm going to use cute as a kitten. And for my metaphor, I'll use time is money. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove these sample pictures, and I'm going to go up here in my menu and I'm going to choose some clip art. Now the reason I'm using clip art is because it's royalty free, and you do have the ability to post this on online and to redistribute it, and if you do that, you want to make sure that you have royalty free images. In this case, I'm going to do a search within the clip art for a kitten. And okay, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and choose Insert. And it's placed my kitten there. So I'm just going to scale the kitten down so that it fits. And I'll go ahead and remove that sample text there. And I'll do the same thing here for time is money. I'll do a search through the clip art. Let's say a clock. Choose that one. Actually, I'll use the time clock. And I'll do the same thing here. I'll just scale it down. And I'll go ahead and add a picture of some money. See if there's any good clip art pictures of money. That's pretty good. And I'll go ahead and select that, and kind of same concept here. I'm just going to scale it down. Alright, so now my students have visual as well as the written text to go by, so this will help them. Again, we want to make sure that we give as much information as possible so these students can be successful. So they've got the visual image, the textual image, and of course they're going to be able to read this and understand, hopefully, the difference between simile and metaphor. So what I would do once I'm finished is I would print this off, and then I would just fold the paper in half, and I could staple it, or I can just trim it, and then I could have my students practice with it being on the front and back on which one's the simile and which one's the metaphor. Now let's say, for example, that when you're looking through the clip art images, you don't see anything that really fits what you're wanting to do. If that's the case, I recommend that you go to your browser, and what we're going to do is we're going to use Google to do an image search. And there's actually some specific requirements you can set up in Google Image Search to only search for royalty-free images. So I'm just going to go to Google Images, images.google.com, and I'm just going to do a search for fruit as an example. And you'll notice when you do a search, over here you have more. You have some more options that you can choose from. You've got search tools. If you click on the search tools button, you'll see something called usage rights. This allows you to filter for royalty-free images. So for example, labeled for non-commercial reuse, that means you can reuse this one. You can use this one and modify it as long as it's for a non-commercial purpose. For example, creating something for the classroom. This is one of these options you can choose from, and this will help filter for licensed material that you can use. You also have the ability to search for size too. So medium and large allows you to change the size search requirement. So you can, if you choose large, obviously you're going to get some really big large images that you could use for presentations. Specifically for a flashcard set though, you probably just want to stick with medium. And then you can even filter down even more by just black and white, transparent backgrounds, those kinds of things. And you can see you've got all kinds of different options here. And again, these are all located underneath the search tools button right there at the top.